Okay. Hi guys. Happy post 11/11. I hope your orders already arrived. Mine came in probably a week ago. Thanks to Linsoul again for the fast delivery. I think out of all the orders I've done from them, this 11/11 order was the fastest to arrive. They're not sponsoring me in any way. I just bought these from them because they were they held really big discounts, and I also managed to grab one of those $50 coupons. So I got my from basing from the title, I got my 7 hertz timeless for actually cheaper. And along with the 7 hertz timeless, I also got these other big boys. Like the 7 hertz are already big, but I also got these. Not sure if you can see them. They are the Blonde BL Max, and yeah, I spent about a week going back and forth with these two, and I'm gonna share to you my thoughts. Okay, before we proceed to the 7 hertz, because I know that's what everyone is more interested in, gonna start off with the Blonde BL Maxes, and funnily enough, these are, I think they're kinda slept on because I didn't hear that much buzz around them. I mean, um, Bad Guy Good Audio Reviews did a review on them even before they came out, so I guess it didn't leave that much of an impression to it. So I think that's also one of the reasons why this didn't get enough traction from the community, I guess. But yeah, hardware wise, if you were to tell me that these will be what the AirPods would be, or like the AirPods IEM would be, I would have believed you because they look like mini AirPods Max on your ear, and especially considering how wonderfully crafted the construction is, how everything is tightly done. Like it's all metal. I don't know, man. It's just really well. It's just really well built, and I really like them. Like it's quite hefty for an IEM, but surprisingly, they're actually comfortable. Maybe probably has to do because of these ridges that actually conform inside your ear, and because they're, if you can see how thick they are, the actual outer part, the actual, like this one, the widest part, they don't actually hit the outer part of my ear, so it doesn't really bother me. So overall, the comfort of these on my ear are actually good. uh Probably the only problem you'll have would be that they're heavier than the usual. They're heavy even for me, but I think they're manageable. Like I actually don't mind the weight. Probably my main gripe on this one, well, this is probably because this is the one that I ordered, because when I ordered this one, the blue wasn't available. Was this chrome finish is such a fingerprint magnet. Like it's so easily to get dirty, and it kind of pisses me off. Overall, I actually like how they are built. The cable is, I think this has been a trend for now. The one wrapped in soft, not sure if it's rubber, but I think it's plastic because it's transparent. But regardless, I really like them because they're not scratchy to your skin. So, and they're also quite thin, so you wouldn't even have a problem with them. And I haven't had any experiences with them getting mixed up altogether, having a hard time unknotting them. and the preform hooks are also soft. So I don't have any problems with them either. Okay, so moving on to sound. Just a reminder, if this is your first time watching my videos, I'm only using a FIO K3. This is my only audio source, and my music source is basically just YouTube Music from YouTube Premium. I don't do FLACs. I don't do any other high-res audio. What do you call that? I'm just listening. These are just reviews for the average person, the ones who don't really invest that much in audio or are just starting out. So with that said, I'm only basing my thoughts based from only this amp DAC and using an online streaming platform that doesn't really have high-res audio files or whatsoever. So yeah. That said, um, let me show you the squiggling. I'm using bad guy good audio reviews as squiggling. So as you can see, when we compare it to the Blonde BL03, and I can attest to this, when you look at the mids part, uh there's a bit of a bass bleed on the mids, and for me that's kind of an understatement. I hear more bass bleed towards the mid section to the point that the mids are almost recessed to a certain point, but it helps itself but by being higher on the upper mids to the treble area. But probably the only good thing I like with the BL Max's treble is how it doesn't fall off towards reaching the 20 kilohertz range, because that's probably what I don't like with the BL03, because it's just dead on its way to the 20k, while at least the BL Max has presence on the 20 kilohertz range. But overall, I'm not sure if I can recommend the BL Max to anyone, especially if you already have the Blonde BL03. Maybe if you feel like the BL03's treble is lacking, maybe you can try these. But I can't really recommend it, considering how there's too much bass bleed on the midsection for me. So this is probably one of my gripes with this, considering they're very similarly priced. But we can also say that with the Blonde BL03, you still need to change its tips and cables, but with the BL Max you don't really have to change anything. I'm actually still using the stock tips with these, and I think they're good enough as it is. If anything, they're more of a casual listener's IEM. I won't recommend them for anything too detailed or for any form of detailed listening, because I'm not expecting much for its price point, and I wasn't disappointed. I wasn't disappointed, considering, yeah, with its price, there isn't really that much details at all. Soundstage, it doesn't have the same soundstage as the BL03 actually as well. The quality of the bass is actually muddier than the BL03. Yeah. So final verdict on the BL Max. I can't really recommend it that much. Comfort wise, it's right behind the Melee. Definitely better than the BL03, especially with the BL03 being stock. They are definitely comfier, and they are they are relatively better for long listening sessions. But the thing is, with regards to its sound quality, I don't really like it that much. I don't like it at all, to be honest. But this is probably for those who already have the BL03 but want a more V-shaped IEM and probably want more details towards the upper mid treble area, especially like from what I said. It's better at the 15 to 20 kilohertz range. So if someone's looking for that exact thing, then yeah, go ahead, get the BL Max. But as for me, for its price point, you can definitely find something better. And even the lower price ranges, I think even the KZZX and the EDX Pros would probably be a better bargain in a sense than these. Other than that, for the sound quality, you're better off with something else. And now, to everyone who's clicked on this video has been waiting for, we have the 7 Hertz Timeless. Comes with this really nice thick boy metal case that's padded in felt paper, I think. Yeah, it's covered in felt. And this is it. This is the other big boy, the really more expensive big boy. These are currently my most expensive IEMs, even though I got them for way less than their retail price. These are still my most expensive IEMs to date. And what do I think of them? Look at this big boy. And look at that outer housing as to how much. Look at that. Like, how is this part even help in the fit? I really don't like this. This is probably the worst part of this IEM because sound-wise, spoilers, it's currently my best IEM out of all my collections. Then again, it's also my most expensive. But going back to the hardware, this is probably one of my biggest gripes about this IEM is this outer shell that looks like I don't know, that earring tunnel looking piece that have you seen if you've ever seen those people with big holes on their ears? I think they're called tunnels. It kind of looks like that when you wear them. Depends how you see them. If you think they're cool, then yeah, but I think they're cool. But problem with these is when you wear them, as I demonstrate here. I'm not sure if I'm in focus. I think I'm in focus. Yeah. I think they're, for the most part, they should be okay. The problem is with my ear, it's already hitting this outer shell. It's already hitting some of the parts on my ears, and because it's not sculpted in a way where it's not sharp, it's actually kind of sharp, especially for an IEM. I don't know why it has to be this sharp. It's kind of bad when you use it for longer sessions. I once used this for video editing, and after 6+ hours, it just started hurting, and I couldn't use it anymore. I had to remove it and like rest my ears for a while. But for everything else, for your typical casual listening sessions, I don't think this wouldn't be an issue. I guess if you only listen to about 1 to 3 hours, then it wouldn't be a problem. But if you're like me, who would use their IEMs for video editing, um, the fit might be a problem to you. Then as for the rest of the hardware, I'm not sure how. I think everyone has a love-hate relationship towards these. I don't find them to be anything bad or good. The preform hooks are soft. There's no problem with them. I have no problem with them. And like the BL Max, this also has like that transparent soft plastic thingy around the cable, which makes the entire cable soft, and you won't have a problem with it when it hits your skin. So yeah, with the B-rolls, you can see that it includes a lot more tips than your typical under $100 IEMs, which is nice. I really like those. And what you've all been waiting for, my impression of the 7 Hz. I put the Melee and the Moondrop Aria in the squiggling because compared to my collection, I think the Aria, especially the Aria and the Melee, are the closest ones with the sound frequency the 7 Hz Timeless does. Let's start with the bass. Even though with the squiggling that BGGAR shows, the 7 Hz Timeless has the lowest amount of bass. For me, it actually has the best quality of bass. It's very detailed, it's very luscious, it's just overall really nice and smooth. And just like what Timmy said from Giz Audio, it can actually cater even to bass heads despite lacking in bass quantity. The quality bass is just really nice. I can't say anything bad about it, to be honest. Okay, and finally, we're on the upper mid treble part, and I don't know why it looks funny with the 7 Hz Timeless as to how bumpy it is towards the higher end, but I think that's with because of how it is tuned like this. I think it's what separates it from the more budget IEMs. I'm not sure if I've already mentioned this in the video or maybe in the comments, but I really hate how the Aria has this sudden spike in the highest part of the treble area, like this shown in the 15K, near the 15K. I really hate this. It's too bright for me. I'm a treble sensitive guy, and this doesn't do well for me. Although the Melee does it, suppresses it, for me this is too dead. Like, it's already too low to the point the latter half of the treble is unsatisfying with the Melee. But with the 7 Hz, as to how it does it, there's some brightness to it. There's a shimmer to it, but for me, it's just really well done. Maybe I'm just being too copium because I paid the most amount of money on this IEM, so I'm trying to justify it through this video. But in all honesty, I really like how 7 Hz did it with their. I really like how they did their trebles well. Although it dies on the highest part of the treble, you can see there's a small increase up there, and I think it works with that because like I've mentioned earlier with the BL Max, although sound quality kind of sucks, the treble quality on the BL Max is probably one of its redeeming features, and it's mostly because of that increase in quantity towards the 20 kilohertz frequency. Okay, I've been recording for a while now. As you can see, it already got too dark and I already put my lights on. So I'm just gonna finish this with my final thoughts towards the 7 Hz Timeless. I already said it. It's my favorite. It's my favorite IEM so far. It's my best sounding IEM so far, and there's a strong chance that I won't spend more than this because it really hurts my wallet. But yeah, do I recommend the 7 Hz Timeless? Of course I do. But the thing is, with budget in mind, I don't think you should get the Timeless at its full price because these were just released a little bit earlier this year. I'm not sure if it's quarter 2 or quarter 3 of 2021, but these were released very recently. And on 11/11, Linsoul already gave a 10% discount on these. I got these. The retail price for these is $220, and on Linsoul's 11/11 they put it down to 202, and I managed to pick up a $50 voucher for $25. So that's basically a $25 deduction when I used it on these. So all in all, I got them for $777, and with that price, I think they're a steal. But put it back to the base price at 220, and I think they're too much, especially for budget-minded people like me who only use YouTube and Spotify as their main source of music. For me and the rest of the budget community, this is just too much. And I think you'll be better off with its budget counterparts. Like I said, you can try with the Moondrop Aria. If you don't have a problem with bright treble like mine, maybe try the Aria. Or if you want a more bassier version, try the Melee. It won't have the same quality of bass as the 7 Hz Timeless, but it will definitely satisfy your bass head cravings. Okay, so this will probably be my last IEMs that I will be reviewing for a while. I'm sorry, I'm not that rich. I can't really keep on buying IEMs all the time just to review them, and if I don't like them, I don't know what I'll do with them. But yeah, I am looking at as you can see, the TFZ T2 Pros. They're relatively expensive on my end. I mean, if I'm gonna buy all these three, they're gonna be expensive. So, but I am interested in the TFZ T2 Pros, the 10 Hi-Fi T3. They're recently released, and I've seen some reviewers talk about this, and they say it's the best T series IEM from 10 Hi-Fi currently. Some say it's better than the T2 Pluses and the T4. So I'm very interested in these. And with the Audio Sense group, they recently released the Tinker TK160. I'm very interested with them because they're relatively cheap, and I have high regard for Audio Sense. I always look at their reviews on Headfi, and they usually have really good reviews. So, and seeing this, maybe this is gonna be their budget option. I'm really interested. I am, maybe I'll find a way on getting these three. I'll let you know. I'll probably just upload another video if I do get them. I once said that I won't get the EDX Pros, and like, I don't know, 2 weeks later I got them and reviewed them. So you'll never know. I'll probably get them. But yeah, here's my video for the month of November. Thank you again for everyone who subscribed. I know I'm not that frequent with my uploads since I don't really have that much content to begin with, but thank you for all of those who subscribed as well. I try my best to reply to your comments and give my opinions on them. But yeah, thank you so much for everyone who has thank you everyone for who has subscribed so far and who's been watching my videos and interacting with me. I really appreciate it, and see you on the next one.